Every day, something dramatic happens in the Caribbean that affects our lives. We'll give you the details. We'll give you the facts on Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick. Here's Eddie Frederick.
Welcome to Caribbean Perspective. So glad you can join us. The story that dominates in today's edition for Wednesday, 11th June 2025, and brought to you in association with our friends at Antillean Group. St. Lucia's Prime Minister speaks highly of his country's economy at the OECS Global Investment Summit. Details after this important message.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all, perils big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so clear to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillean Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
The hurricane season is now upon us, so we as Caribbean people need to remember to think safety and be prepared. Avoid venturing outside during a storm or hurricane, especially if there are strong winds. Rooftops and other debris are often blown about and can cause great damage.
Welcome back. Wealth creation and business growth topped the agenda at the inaugural OECS Global Investment Summit held May 28th to 30th, 2025 at the Royalton Hotel in St. Lucia under the theme Transforming Our Economies Through Investments and Capital Markets. Gina Felipe of HTS News Force reports.
Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre has touted the inaugural OECS Global Investment Summit as a means of wealth creation for citizens. The high-level forum brought together institutional investors, business leaders, and policy makers for meaningful discussions on the region's financial future.
The theme, Transforming Our Economies Through Investment and Capital Markets, should serve as an opportunity to inform the people of the region about investment opportunities and discuss new avenues of investment. This forum can be used to promote investment as a means of wealth creation for our citizens. This event comes at a crucial time for our region, as the world grapples with the uncertainties of international geopolitics, rapid technological advancement, artificial intelligence, and the impact of climate change. In this environment, the economy of St. Lucia has experienced 3 years of sustained economic growth and is projected to continue this trend in the coming fiscal year. This growth, driven by tourism, construction, and financial services, however, the government intends to improve these numbers to overcome any shocks or possible downside effects.
Prime Minister Pierre contends that both the private and public sectors must work to develop systems to provide opportunities for wealth generation.
The economic growth of our sub-region must move beyond mere economic survival and acceptable economic ratios. Economic growth must ensure poverty reduction and improve quality of life for our citizens. To achieve this goal, our public and private sectors need to work together to build a progressive skills and work-oriented education system, promote entrepreneurship and financial literacy, provide access to finance and technology, and create diverse investment options to ensure that all citizens have access and opportunities for wealth generation. In this competitive global environment, growth is key, but creativity, sustainability, and reliance are critical components for success. These factors would apply to small and large investors alike, whether an investment comes from a salary deduction, purchase of equities, or multi-million debt instruments or buildings.
The summit was hosted by the Bank of St. Lucia Fund Management Company. The Prime Minister applauded Bank of St. Lucia for organizing the event and congratulated the financial institution for recording the largest profit in its history.
The Bank of St. Lucia Mutual Fund is an excellent example of a recent option created to provide an avenue for investment. I understand that the fund has a portfolio of over $6 million and growing. I'm sure that with adequate promotion, management, and further promotion, the fund will grow further.
The OECS Global Investment Summit serves as a catalyst for unlocking investment opportunities and strengthening the OECS's presence in global financial markets. The event also explored key themes including investment trends and market intelligence, strategic capital access, and thought leadership and economic vision. Gina Filippi, HDS News Force.
Leader of the People's National Congress Reform PNCR and the Partnership for National Unity APNU, Aubrey Norton, has strongly dismissed claims that his party is in turmoil following the string of high-profile endorsements for incumbent President Irfan Ali by current and former PNCR members. Travis Chase of HGP Nightly News reports.
Leader of the opposition People's National Congress Reform, a Partnership for National Unity, Aubrey Norton, on Friday dismissed the idea that the People's National Congress Reform is in disarray following the endorsements of several PNCR members of President Irfan Ali for a second term.
That's laughable. The PNC is a political party with more than 20,000 members. Our membership from the time I became leader has been increasing continuously. And so our base is strong.
Most recently, a Partnership for National Unity Alliance for Change parliamentarian Geeta Chandan Edmund backed President Irfan Ali for a second term in the September 1 general and regional elections. Ms. Chandan Edmund is a former General Secretary of the People's National Congress Reform. Region 4 Chairman Daniel C. Ram and Vice Chairman Samuel Sandy have also endorsed the president. The PNCR leader was asked what impact the endorsements of President Ali by PNCR party members would have on his party, given that it's an election year.
As it relates to the party, our party structure is intact. Our party base is intact. That is not to say one or two persons might be, but there will be no negative impact on the party. I don't want to get into specifics, but I don't believe any of them can pull 3 votes.
Mr. Norton had this to say about the crossovers to the PPP by PNCR members.
For me, it's an end of an era when we made bad choices in terms of the people we placed in positions.
The prominence given to the endorsements, according to Mr. Norton, further exposes the weakness of the People's Progressive Party Civic ahead of the 2025 elections.
That I see the prominence given to it as a manifestation of the weaknesses of the People's Progressive Party. As they suffer in their own community, as they see a threat from Mohammed, as they see a threat from the opposition, they are clutching at anything.
Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
You're listening to Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick, in association with our friends at
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
Amid ongoing diplomatic tension between Trinidad and Tobago and Venezuela, Foreign and CARICOM Affairs Minister Sean Sobers met with Venezuelan Ambassador Alvaro Sanchez Cordero at the ministry's headquarters earlier on Friday. Tobago Update News reporter Jewel Green George has more.
According to an official release, the two officials reaffirmed the importance of the long-standing cultural and historical relationship between the neighboring nations. The meeting addressed recent concerns, including allegations by Venezuela that a group, including a Trinidadian national, attempted to enter its territory unlawfully. Minister Sobers restated Trinidad and Tobago's request for official details from Caracas, following sharp exchanges last week between Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar and the Venezuelan government. The ministry confirmed that both parties agreed to keep diplomatic channels open and work toward fair and transparent information sharing. This meeting follows Venezuela's claim of attempted infiltration, which prompted a stern warning from Prime Minister Persad-Bissessar.
Today I want to make it very clear to the Venezuelan government and officials that they can do whatever they want on Venezuelan territory, but they cannot come here. TNT territory is off limits to them.
Jewel Green George for Tobago Updates Television News.
Trinidad and Tobago's opposition leader Penelope Beckles-Robinson, speaking at a media briefing early on Friday, called on Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar to reconsider her decision to expel several students who get involved in school violence. Details in this Tobago Update news item.
Opposition leader Penelope Beckles-Robinson, speaking at a media briefing earlier today, called on Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar to reconsider her decision to expel students who get involved in school violence. Beckles advocated for the implementation of a rehabilitation program as a more constructive alternative, emphasizing the importance of giving the students a second chance rather than removing them from the education system entirely.
It is clear that violent students must either be rehabilitated or removed from the school system. In terms of rehabilitation, we know that between the period 2022 and 2025, positive trends in school violence reduction were observed through measures put in place in terms of the Ministry of Education.
Beckles expressed concern over what she described as a harsh and a counterproductive approach to discipline. While she acknowledged the seriousness of the students' behavior, she said there is a need for the government to balance accountability with compassion and long-term reform.
A new Trump administration travel ban impacting citizens from 12 countries, including Cuba, Haiti, and Venezuela, has been sparking confusion and heartbreak from South Florida families trying to reunite with their loved ones. CBS News, Miami's Ivan Taylor has that story.
There is obvious anxiety among travelers, Elliot and Lauren. We talked to some of these people coming and heading to Cuba, Haiti, and Venezuela, and basically they're all concerned.
Kathleen Arias said she will be traveling to Havana often. Because of my mother, she told me. Bringing her to the U.S. is now out of the question. That was my plan, but now with these new restrictions, we will have to go see our loved ones. Alexis Alvarez arrived from Cuba. He is a U.S. resident. He told me custom agents did not ask him any questions today, unlike other times. He did say his family in Cuba is concerned. My attorney told me because of the new restrictions, I cannot bring to the U.S. my wife and son. It's a shame, he said. Cuba is one of 7 countries with partial restrictions starting June 9th. On the same list is Venezuela. The full travel ban applies to nationals of 12 countries, including Haiti.
It's just a small part of Haiti, especially the capital. That's where all the bad thing going on.
Valeski Jean-Claude, a U.S. citizen, traveled to his home country on Monday. Narai Lani is a Haitian national who said custom agents did question him.
They try to check to construct between them if they can apply the travel ban.
He told me they noticed his U.S. tourist visa was issued 3 years ago.
They asked me how long I will stay.
President Trump says the travel ban protects the United States from terrorists and public safety threats.
It's about making sure we're enforcing our laws.
The spokesperson for the U.S. State Department has stressed it will not revoke any current valid visas, but the last word will rely on custom agents. According to the U.S. government, both Cuba and Venezuela have deficient screening and vetting processes to properly identify individuals entering the U.S.
familia allá.
For those of us who have family in Cuba, this is harsh. They did not have a visa, and now they can get one, said this woman who did not want to reveal her identity as she headed to Havana. And just to wrap it up, according to the American Immigration Council, the ban could block, listen to this, as many as 34,000 immigrant visas and over 125 non-immigrant visas. This is their estimates on the very first day of the ban. We are live at MIA. Ivan Taylor, CBS News, Miami.
I am Eddie Frederick. This has been Caribbean Perspective, a whole new approach to highlighting developments in the Caribbean. In the meantime, please follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel for daily regional news and more, in association with our friends at Antillian Group.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all perils, big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so clear to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.